Okay, next let's look at the drums tab. So if we click on drums, you might see less than what I have here. This is also Ableton stuff, but it includes extra content that I've downloaded. So you might have less, you might have more. So what we see at the top is drum hits. So this is Ableton sound presets, just like in sounds, but these are specific to drums. So all of these drum hits are going to be single hits or what we sometimes call one shots. So if I go to like a snare and click on one of these, it's just going to be a single sound. These are more shaker than anything, but oh, because I clicked on shaker. Snare. That sounds more like a snare. Okay, cool. Now, these are audio files. So, if I want to use one, I can just drag it right over onto an audio track. If I zoom in, you can see there's my snare. Now, also in this drums category are instruments. So the drum category of instruments are going to be full drum kits that are going to be in a MIDI kit. So here we see this again, this ADG. All of these I think are going to be ADG. Yeah. So Ableton Device Group is what that stands for. That in this case means it's probably a sampler. Most of them are probably samplers that have a lot of different sounds in them. So if I say, here's a good old 808, I can load that onto a track. And now I can get all of my individual sounds here, and I can play with that 808. Okay, don't worry about how to use these instruments yet. We're going to spend a lot of time learning how to use these instruments. But just know that in this section, I have all of my drum kits, and I can audition them just like anything else. By scrolling through with the arrow keys or clicking on one. It's going to loop. One cool thing I didn't point out when we were looking at the sounds, because it didn't really matter, but here it does, is that if you have a track going, when you audition something, it's actually going to audition it at the right tempo. Let me show you what that means. Let me open a session. Okay, so here I have a project that I'm currently working on, and you'll notice that my browser completely stayed the same, even my collections. These are built into the way Live is set up. They don't have anything to do with an individual project. So they're going to stay, like your collections are going to stay your collections until you change them. It's not specific to a project. So here I have this track I'm working on. Let me mute the drums. And let's even just kind of loop this section.
Bright days will come.
I'm gonna mute that vocal because I'm still working on it. Okay, that's cool. Now let's audition some of these drum kits. Right? So what was happening here is it was playing sounds from the drum kit that I had clicked on in the tempo of the track. And it was, you heard some silence in there, and that was it waiting for the next downbeat to start playing it. Now, that doesn't mean that's necessarily what it's going to sound like when I load that drum kit, right? Because I can change the rhythm and do everything I want. It's just to kind of give you an idea of the sounds that are in that kit, right? Because I can set that drum kit to go crazy and do whatever I want. but it just gives you a little bit of a preview of the type of sounds that are in that kit, right? So right now I don't have the track playing, so it's just going to play it at any old tempo. Okay, this is cool, a little industrial sounding. Let's hear it, what those sounds feel like in this track. Okay, now I'm going to click on this again. If I like that, I can load that onto a new MIDI track and then program those drums to do the kind of beat that I want it to do. So that's what's in the drums tab.